Mr. Wallis, how's it going?
I'm doing standard, sweet man.
Hell yeah, I like the entrance with the Simply Lemonade.
I would have fresh squeezed stuff if I could, but
Oh, is that orange or lemonade?
this is orange juice.
Oh, nice. Simply makes the best shit, man.
Yeah, they got some of this at pretty much any store you can manage. If you I fucking love it. Or I really like the fresh squeeze stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you can get this fucking at any fucking grocery store, dude. It's cool.
Is that Simply or is it Tropicana?
I don't do Tropicana. I did it like
don't
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't feel forgiven for doing such. But yeah, dude, go fresh squeeze because there's something in oranges.
Hell yeah, man, it's the best. Like old. Well, you're from Cali, so you got the best oranges besides like Florida, I guess.
Yeah, we have the very best oranges. Really. Where are you? So where are you from?
I'm in Brooklyn right now. I'm in Bed-Stuy, so like 30 minutes outside of Manhattan. You're in LA, right?
And I am kind of in LA. Yes.
What is the kind of part? Just near it?
No, it's like it's kind of complicated, but yeah, no, it's fucking LA. I mean, I fucking 10 minutes away from mid city and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
yeah, but I'm also I own the largest recording space in the San Bernardino National Forest, and that's also at it's not a totally like go here and check it out. But dude, I'd love to have you up at the Future Farm if you ever want to. If you ever come to LA, dude, there's a large, very large recording space with guest houses and stuff. So you're welcome out.
And you run it?
I run it. Dude, the reason I'm on here is because you interviewed Steve Gadd and Dom Familiaro, and I usually don't look at. I usually just don't feel like I'm in the right place to be doing an interview or something because people are. I don't know, but I was just so fucking inspired by those, and I was like, dude, I fucking want to talk to this beautiful little unicorn.
Well, thank you for coming. Are you a drummer originally?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you knew about Dom Famularo ahead of time because I mean everyone knows Gad, but Dom's
I mean,
like,
dude, all right. I don't want to even say it, but I feel like I may have had a small sit-in with Dom somewhere at like fucking NAMM or fucking like I don't know, but it was a decade ago that Brian Hawksworth from the Drummers Den introduced me to Dom Familiaro's just his playing. So oh yeah, man, that's just I mean seeing that name made me fucking light up. Truly.
you want to get this shit? I've known Dom since I was I think 7 years old. I used to take because I'm from Central New York, which is about 5 hours north of the city, and he's in Port Jeff, Long Island, which is it's like 4 hours from my house. And like once every couple months, because my dad was a drummer in the '80s and like this crazy. You would like his shit. That when he was in the '80s, he was like dressing up. Like my dad used to wear like diapers and shit and like high heels, and they would like make shirts out of loaves of bread and shit.
Daddy?
Like yeah, that was my father. That's what.
I like your daddy, dude.
My daddy's the best daddy. He used to do. I unfortunately that was like mid '80s, so he was in his 20s, and then he met my mom like in 90. I don't know, 90 something, and I was born in 98. So
Who gives a shit when they met? You know, it's all that they got together and that they fucking had some, some goodies together that made a precious little unit.
Well, the problem I have with it is I was never alive to see it. So he was in that band, and I was never alive because they didn't meet till after he was done with it.
Dude, that's the question of life is like, or it's the main reckless desire that leads us through life is just we all want to have been there in that room watching our parents go at it. Oh, but dude, I feel you, man.
That Pulp Fiction hat really matches your vibe, by the way. I dig that hat.
Dude, this is a very special hat. Thank you.
Are you a big Tarantino fan?
I'm a big Tarantino fan, a very big Tarantino fan. Yeah, this is from the original release. Check out what it says right here. It says, "You won't know the facts until you see the fiction."
I don't remember. That's not a line in the movie, is it?
It's not. It's not. But
Was it like their promo line when they're I guess pushing the movie?
it's kind of poetic in its placement for me. But to me, it kind of touches upon the responsibility of fiction and how fiction is a part of reality because it affects reality hugely.
Yeah.
Uh, One could say that the Bible is fiction, and then someone with a same the same kind of legitimate like placement, or I'm sorry, basically someone could say that's all fiction, and then the same kind of person could say, yeah, it's all fiction, but it affected reality so much that it ultimately is more eligible for being considered reality when it has that timelessness of being in a book. And so yeah, I love Tarantino. One time I was at Genghis Khan in Los Angeles with Sam Berger, who is artist relations at Spotify at the time. I think he's just moved to a different company. But Tarantino walked in and just sat at this fucking table. This is in 2016. Sat at this fucking table, just like he was placed, just looking directly at our table. And I was wearing like a Tarantino style outfit,
Yeah.
which was, the Wallis style, like
Hmm.
fucking Hawaiian shirt and white tee and stuff. And he was just at one point he was staring directly into my fucking soul. And I just wondered if he knew that he had that big of an effect on society, that I was only at that table because of him. So, dude, Tarantino's a very special fucking guy. I love a lot of filmmakers. So it's not like there's just one or something, but hell yeah, dude, to the end with that feeling.
You know some
There's
shit that I just found out. Because I'm gonna be honest, I got introduced to Tarantino with Django, and then I went backwards. It was like I went like Django to Inglorious to Pulp Fiction, and then I saw Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood before I ever saw Reservoir Dogs or Kill Bill. I just watched those movies this week, so I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time, Kill Bill 1 and 2, and Jackie Brown.
I'm proud of you. I'm fucking proud. There's
But
a
here's
reason why you're speaking to me the same week you've watched these
But
movies.
but
I
here's the
mean,
shit. Did you know that Vincent Vega is the brother of Mr. I forgot whatever color they named him in Reservoir Dogs, because there's like Victor Vega in Reservoir Dogs is the brother of Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. I didn't
absolutely.
I didn't know because when I saw the beginning of Reservoir Dogs like a million times. I think his name's Victor Vega. I can't remember what it was, and I always went like, man, that sounds so much like Vincent Vega. And I just found out today that he's the brother, and some other shit like
The
one of
universe.
one of the Jewish, like one of the bastards in Inglorious Bastards is like the in his world is the relative of, I think, oh man, I just heard it. Like literally, I was like clean because like this, you can't see the set that everyone on YouTube sees, but this corner of my room I keep very clean because the camera they see is up there. And so I always make sure before every show I wipe it down so it looks,
It was my birthday yesterday, dude. So I didn't fucking clean, and I talked. I thought we were having this at 3, like my time. So I apologize for the mess. Well, I don't
Oh
apologize.
shit! I'm
But
sorry. If you didn't know, you could have told me. We could have moved it back. I didn't know. Sorry.
I wanted it now. I wanted it
Right now,
right
you couldn't wait.
now, dude. But yeah, it's a little messy. There's a bunch of cans right there,
Yeah.
uh, and shit. And then yeah. So I wish I could take you like this and just walk you around with an iMac, but
Hell, wow, that's a little too heavy. My point is, anyway, when I was tidying my shit up, I was
yeah,
watching shit
tidy
about
boy.
Quentin. Yeah, exactly. When I was tidying the shit up, I was watching stuff about Tarantino, like literally an hour ago, and that's where I learned all this stuff, like all the relatives. I think they said when they bury Uma Thurman in Kill Bill 2, she's at the grave for like Pam Schultz, I think is the name, and they say that she's like the distant relative of King Schultz from Django. Cool shit. I never even knew.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny is when it comes to fucking master filmmakers, you can watch their fucking films for in for an infinite amount of time, it feels, and still discover things. To the point, I think the filmmakers, when someone makes a fabulous movie, I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey last night, and I think it's a perfect example.
I gotta
Uh,
watch that. I
holy
never
fuck,
saw it.
holy fuck. Well, maybe save it for watching it at the Future Farm if you want.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, but yeah, I think even the filmmaker will discover things like endlessly in his own films if he does something truly masterful, like people do, dude.
Who do you think's up? Who do you think's up there with like Kubrick and Tarantino? Who are the other guys? I think Scorsese is because I love old gangster movies.
Yeah, love Scorsese. I love Tim Burton's like early work a lot. I don't know. It's hard to say like I don't know. It's hard to put people in a class with like Tarantino and Kubrick without sounding kind of like I don't know. I feel
Like you're just
generic.
lifting off A-list directors.
Yeah, but it's so known and it's real. But like Paul Thomas Anderson is a fucking absolute favorite. I could puke right now. How much I love Paul
What did he
Thomas
make?
Anderson,
I don't know. I don't know that name. What did he make?
the master.
I don't know that.
You should see it.
Who's in it?
Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Oh, Seymour Hoffman.
Amy Adams, who's just the fucking most incredible actress, or actor, and just example for people. I think she's so amazing. So yeah, dude, watch The Master. Have you seen There Will Be Blood?
I've seen like 3/4 of it on a trip, and then I like
But
on like
these
a
are
plane or
all right.
something.
Everyone knows these movies. A big movie that I like right now is Man Bites Dog.
No, I don't know that. I'm not big. Like, there's a ton of like famous movies that I just have never seen.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Beetlejuice is the. Have you seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah, that's Tim Burton, isn't it?
Yeah. I love that.
With Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah, I love Michael Keaton. Yeah, dude. When someone says like best movies of all time, go, I literally start pooping a little bit because it's so much information that it comes out in this holographic silver plaid shit out of me because I can't. Yeah, I fucking love the Criterion Channel, dude. I think that if you're not subscribed to CriterionChannel.com, then you're not gonna be a filmmaker.
What is Criterion Channel?
It's this, I think it came out a couple of years ago, but back in the day you really only were able to buy Criterion DVDs for like 20-30 bucks or or Blu-rays, and now they have like an endless web of Criterion stuff streaming for 10 bucks a month.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, dude. So I hate to sound like an ad, but CriterionChannel.com, go there now. $9.99. Cancel Netflix. You're gonna want to cancel Hulu. You're gonna want to take
Disney
down
Plus too.
Disney Plus can stay.
Disney Plus. Why can Disney Plus stay?
Because Walt Disney is someone so special that he's actually still hanging in the cosmos. I talked to him a couple days ago.
You're buddies with him. The frozen head of Walt Disney. You're buddies with. You can talk. You go and talk to him all the time.
You'd be surprised at what happens if you remove the veil that you assume to be so. It's not exactly as you think things are. You are in a hole.
I guess so. I don't really know what that means, but I guess so.
Yeah, dude. Lots of spaces. There's lots of spaces in this world, and you're never gonna have to say goodbye to it. So have no fear, dude. Fear is fake. Alarm is real. When you're like on a ledge and you're like, oh, I might fall, you move away, and that's alarm. But lingering fear is completely fake and has been placed upon us. It's societal. It's what keeps people, slaves, fear of death and stuff. So every time you feel that fear, I hope you can recognize that it's fucking fake.
Yeah, I always hear that shit about like you're supposed to like fear God and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to fear something. Like I don't want to willingly fear something.
Oh my God, she's gonna make you fear her for fun at times, but oh my God, she's fucking right now. She's dancing in a jester's outfit, fucking 1,000 light years away and back, dude. She's a fun one. So yeah, no real fear of God, but I mean, she'll make you fear for fun. You're gonna see the light because you saw the fear. You're not gonna understand safety without her pulling the plaid ropes out of her back.
Yeah. Wait. So tell me, we were talking about the reason you like this show is because you saw it with Steve Gadd and Dom Famularo. So
I think you are fucking hilarious. I like your humor.
Thank you. That's good because that's yeah. Well, so the drumming thing, that was your first like foray into music. That's the right word.
Yeah. So I had when I mentioned it, I started to do it, but I had a pretty crazy case of Tourette syndrome start up when I was 9, and I was in Australia, and I started like hooting on the back of a bus. I was like, "Ooh! Ooh!" Like that kind of shit. And I remember being at the back of the bus and like me not wanting to do it, but doing it, and then the whole bus being like, bah, 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 like looking back and shit.
Uh-huh.
And I said like, look, uh, I'd coprolalia, or so I would say ticks, or I would say, I'm sorry, like swear words, and like it got to a place where it would be like, I'd be next to someone and I would be like, don't offend that person in this way. So my offensive tics would start adapting to kind of who I was around. So it was really challenging, because I had no prejudices at all. I was so full of love and openness, and really communicative about it, because I didn't want people to hurt.
And so you'd have to say to them, you'd be like, just so you know, I might just say something that I don't mean.
Yeah, and when I would do that, it would become so much easier to not do it, or to kind of suppress it.
Because it's like the pressure, it kind of took the pressure off, which made it easier.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like a big tick was I'd say the N word, and then I'd say dick. I'd say it would sound like this, like at the word, but like at my best, it would be suppressed. So, but I moved to Los Angeles when I was 18, and in my apartment complex, I met a group of kids, and one of the kids was named Kid. His real name's Ivan, but everyone called him Kid. And tall, fucking beautiful black dude, tattoos, has this tattoo that says "cut here," like the little stencil, and
Yeah.
then cut here. And like he's like gave me a kind of end card just as a friend, because I'd apologize about it and stuff. And like when I think back, I really owe that tick's disappearance to Ivan, to Kid. He just made me feel so fucking safe and stuff, and in being able to say something, and then yeah.
So once you felt like you weren't going to get scrutinized for doing it because you couldn't control it, it took that pressure away, and then you were less likely to do it.
Yeah, scrutinized, or hurting others, or confusing others, or just not being perceived the way you want to be perceived.
Yeah,
Kind of. Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is but this is all in California. So you lived in California this whole time.
No, I moved to Hollywood from Arizona when I was 18, but I got into drumming because my mom, she was doing like anything she could to just kind of find something that would take my focus away from it. And I didn't even really want to go to the drum lesson. And then I went and fell in love, played 50 Cent. Was the first songs I learned were Into Club by 50 Cent,
Hell yeah.
and Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith, and Back in Black, AC/DC.
So you had a whole variety of stuff.
Yeah, dude. And then that really helped Tourette's. Like it settled down a humongous amount. And I ended up just like drumming all the time. Like it was either I was drumming and the neighbors were hearing it, or I was asleep. Like every time I'd walk outside, the neighbors were always like passive aggressively smiling at my parents and being like, hey, it's good drummers. He's always doing it, huh? He never stops. When does he sleep?
So basically, they were saying we hate your kid, but they were saying it in the nicest way possible.
They said, yeah, that kid that's yelling all the racial slurs and won't shut the fuck up at midnight. I don't like him. Exactly. No. They hated me kindly.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. Gad is in Arizona right now. That's where he lives.
Okay, yeah, I do. I know that because of Brian Hawksworth from the Drummers Den, who's an incredible drum teacher, dude. I think that he's probably one of the top 10 instructors in the fucking country. Like his he makes you feel so comfortable in learning, and he could take you from beginner to like where you need to go to become something legendary. So
He's one of those guys that like kind of teaches you the ropes, but doesn't try to steer you in too much of a way. So like he lets you kind of figure out where you're gonna go. That kind of guy.
absolutely, dude. I first lesson I went in there for, he just turned on music really loud and just drummed for like 40 minutes. And I was just like jealous of his ability. And it kind of drove me to want to be like, I didn't know what he was doing too. I was kind of like, does he not know that I'm in this room with him? It's yeah, special guy.
If you ever get out to New York, go to Long Island, take a lesson with Dom Febulero, because he was like one of those guys that will just like from the second you get there, it's like the highest amount of energy that you will ever experience, but it's so intensely focused that it's intimidating because you're like, how is this guy so excited but is so on track with everything that he's doing? And it's so because he's a communications guy, so he knows how to say like, Like there's a story like he taught upstate. My dad brought him up for a master class, and he was giving private lessons. And this guy was like, "Oh, I couldn't do this thing with double pedals." And Dom was like, "Well, let's work on your hands." And he's like, "Well, my problem is my feet." An hour later, the guy had no problem with his feet because Dom he just knows the perfect way to like distract you, and he knows the core of your problem rather than just what it seems like it is. And so, if you ever get to Port Jeff, Long Island, go take a lesson with him. It's like a spiritual experience.
Ooh, I will do that, dude. Absolutely. Yeah,
My,
man, distraction's important in learning because the brain forgets, and there's a big reason why the brain forgets. But everyone likes to see it as a problem. But like him, he's distracting you from these thoughts that are not necessary and putting you closer to the sound, to the eternal buzz. Because we're
yeah,
speaking language here. We're kind of pointing at something a little more, here than language. We have a narrator inside of us. We take him everywhere. He's fucking annoying sometimes. You can't get rid of him, but like he's not you. He's along for the ride, you
isn't
know.
it weird that we think in words? I've always wondered that. Like, well, it's weird that we think in, if you speak English, you think in English. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how people thought before there was a language, what that's like to not hear a voice in your head, but instead to like think just about like an image almost.
Do you meditate?
I do not.
Okay. It's not that like you should it's I'm not saying okay like ugh, I'm saying like okay like heck heavens yes.
Hmm.
Check out guided meditation, Alan Watts. It was the first thing that put me into a meditative state. That Alan Watts like helped my issue with OCD and Tourette's so much. It's crazy. I think Alan Watts is, if I'd never found Alan Watts, it would have been like right now that I'm not ticking in this time right now, that
Hmm.
I'm able to do normal stuff. I wasn't able to go to college because of my tics. And I was like highly interested in being an intellectual and my dad's a scientist and all of his surrounding friends were scientists. Bill Spicer, I called him Uncle Spicer, and he helped. He was the real force behind the night vision goggles and whatnot. But I couldn't go to fucking college, so I really wanted to prove intellectual capacity in a field that didn't require it. So that's why I chose music and eventually film.
Could you not go because it would actually affect the way that you would learn, or is it because of the social aspect of it, of people, not understanding it fully and then getting upset by certain things that you might say?
I didn't want to disrupt others. Like, I was class clown my whole fucking life in school and there's no, I think that information wasn't like sought after, but when someone's going to some school for like a major and this and that, and they want to learn like 100, that's the case. They're not forced to be there. I just felt irresponsible being in that classroom,
Yeah.
like either ticking or disrupting. Like I could either fucking tick and be stressed and have an aneurysm, or I could disrupt it, have fun with the five people that want to be fuck offs. And, so, yeah.
I guess you.
But
So wait,
happy about everything that's happened in this life.
what-
Like every bad has led to a good, and that's a fact for every human you know. You know,
well, when did you go from just playing drums to actually like producing music and singing?
I was probably like 14 when I started singing.
How old are you now?
Um,
Or is that not public information?
well, I just don't think you'd believe me.
But
But
how old are you?
uh, yeah, no, fucking honestly, on that topic, I'm 800. But on that topic, age is a construct, and true age is how much we engage with life. So if you believe in this age structure and that I'm just going on this railroad system that's fludging me to my fucking, oh no, I don't want to go. Oh no, I got to be here then. I'm over here. It's fucking bullshit because life or age is about how much you engage with life. And you could be 3 years old in a 40-year-old's body and everywhere in between. Um, and yeah, I kind of hate that delusion. I think it's separatist, and I hate separatism. I hate anything that fucking places us away from recognizing that we all.
Wait, I'm losing you. Your voice just slowly faded to nothing. That was the strangest thing on Zoom I've ever seen. You were like after you were talking, and then it just started slowly fading.
Yo, hello.
Okay, I can hear you. Yeah. Oh,
Jesus. Am I here?
yeah. That's better.
Oh, oh God. Oh, I was gonna fucking cut my fucking throat, dude. Holy shit. I was literally about to fucking slice myself, watch Osmosis Jones, and say, all right, good knowing you.
Damn. That's just sometimes it's computer shit. There's nothing you can do. It just goes wrong. I've trust me.
How long do we have to talk?
I usually go about an hour, but it's up. It's like it's up in the air. There's no. This isn't network television. We can do whatever the hell we want.
All right, I'm very, very excited about that. So tell
Yeah.
me, how are you doing? How are you doing like with everything, world opening up?
Everything's good. It's great because New York was miserable for a year. No one was out in the street. It was just like depressing. I mean that's how it was everywhere, but especially in New York when you're used to there being 1,000 people out all the time, which is part of the reason I moved here because I like that kind of energy. It was just it was miserable for like a year. It was depressing. It seemed like it almost seemed like like a post 9/11 type New York, where it's like people thought it wasn't going to come back. But now it's chilling and it's getting back to normal and it's good. Like my good buddy of mine, Augie Bello, he's always in the park playing in Washington Square Park, and so like he's part of that scene of just live music, chilling in on the streets, which is part of what makes New York great. And it was gone forever, so it's I'm digging it. I'm happy that everything's back to normal. How you doing with it?
I'm better. I mean, I'm better. You're good. You got family's good. Everything like that.
Yeah, I got a
You have a sister?
no. I have an older brother. Yeah, he's in Maine though. So he and I live in like he lives in like bumfuck Maine, no people kind of shit, and which honestly is sounds more and more inviting. Like the longer I live in New York, as much as I love it, I do like that idea of living in like like a quiet place. And so he's in Maine. My parents are in Central New York. They live like far away from the road, and then I live in the complete opposite of both of them, which is just you know the loudest freaking city. How's LA like? Is LA chill? I heard people say some people love it to death and some people say it's awful.
I love Los Angeles so much. I love it so much. I haven't experienced New York. Like, maybe one day I will.
Hmm.
But yeah, things are back in LA. I mean, back for sure. What
Yeah.
kind what kind of comp do you like, Tim and Eric?
I've actually, my buddies were always big Tim and Eric fans. I never saw Tim and Eric. I was like a Family Guy. I like Family Guy. I've seen all that shit. South
Yeah,
Park.
so fucking important for me, dude.
Yeah, South Park was a show like I never saw that much. I've only seen bits and pieces of South Park. I barely saw anything of Tim and Eric, but Family Guy, that was like of that era of stuff. That was my thing.
For sure, dude. You know what's so weird is like, yeah, Seth MacFarlane's a freaking genius, but I find that like some subjective bias enters comedy in a way that's kind of like from a point of bullying. Like, and I loved it at the time, but I kind of recognize now that like the way that like the church was put down and stuff in it, it really taught, or not taught, but it set up kids to not really learn about religion and at least kind of decide for themselves if they want to like, I don't know what you want to say, use it, be a part of it, whatever. But it definitely turned me away from like Christianity in kind of an unfair way, I think. Not that I state myself as that as Christian or like boom, but I do think back to that and I wonder of the enormous effect that's had on the level of morality in the Western world.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. Whenever you get into those adult shows, I'm of the opinion that's like if if you think it's gonna mess up your kid, I put that on the parent. I don't put it on Seth MacFarlane. You know what I mean? I think it's like if you think that the way he views religion is gonna really screw with your kid, then like don't show it to your kid. You know what I mean? Because this shows they're not meant for kids unless the parents think it's okay. You know what I mean? So I'm always more on the side of just like view it for yourself, see what you think, because an adult can view it much more objectively than a kid. They can look at something. In some cases, some adults are absolute stupid shits, But they can look at something and say, I don't agree with this, but it's not going to change the way I think about life. But with a kid, that's not as easy. And if you're a parent, that's on you, just in my opinion.
You're right. That was kind of like defining why there's a separation between kid and adult because they feel so new. And yeah, like there hasn't always been the separation of children and adult. Like back in the day, everyone was just people, and everyone was freaking drinking wine. And those people that were that small, they were little people. They weren't kids, you know. And like there was the invention of a children, and it's been capitalized on hugely now as far as being within late stage.
Well,
Uh,
there's a major issue now that kids who are adolescent, they have a thing where they and everyone who's been an adolescent kid, which is everyone who's above that age knows that you feel like you have to be in a group with somebody, and that group might be being abnormal, or it might be being quote normal, or it might be being into sports or being into music. But most people find a group. It's like that the irony of like punk, where punk is like anti-culture, but they all run in a circle at a punk show all together. It's kind of that thing. And so what ends up happening, I think, is with adolescent kids is they see a TV show and they might say like, I want to be part of something, and that thing that I'm a part of is the views of the person who makes this show the way this is. And that's why people, I think the same people who love Family Guy tend to love, like South Park and like Tim and Eric and that kind of shit. It's like that needing to be part of a group.
Yeah, yeah, but certain things will enter the record, sort of the Akashic record or whatever you want to say. But there is a level of responsibility when it comes to making fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Not people understand that. Small, minute amount of people understand that. People like Tarantino and Paul Thomas Anderson, people like that are people that understand that. Kubrick probably had the greatest understanding of that. And so, yeah, I kind of disagree. I think that the creator holds the responsibility in this world. I don't think that a kid, everyone's a little new in this world, dude. When someone gets mad at someone, go, oh, they fucking ate my froggy gummies. Oh, that's fucking Sarah. Fucking Sarah ate all my green gummy googies. Fuck. Like, that person's a little new. Making a mistake, everyone's a little new in this world. Everyone doesn't totally know where they are. That's something that bonds us together is confusion and not entirely understanding. We like to think that we understand everything. We're like, oh, I'm a fucking human. I know that. Oh, no, that's for me. Oh, no, that's inside of me. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, what's the daisy? No. But like, you know, but fucking, sorry, I kind of got caught on that voice. I started thinking about a little character or something.
It's all good. I like it. I like the be as personal as you want to be.
Yeah, but like basically, like we don't fucking know where the fuck we are, and everyone likes to say that they do. But if we all were to be like, we're a little new, everyone's a little new in this world. We're all making mistakes here. These mistakes lead to perfection. The things that make us feel that imperfection is what we are or what the world is, that's what leads to perfection. If we knew what we were doing right now, what this whole world, what its practicality was, we'd stop doing it. We'd stop
Yeah.
doing it.
It'd also just be depressing. Can you imagine if you knew the outcome of everything and how everything was made, and like if you knew everything in the world perfectly, there'd be no reason. There'd be no reason to live at all.
Hope I never know it. No, yeah, I hope I never know everything. I think that's a great point.
Yeah. So wait, before the mic got weird, what we were talking about when you started producing music, but you put out your first single in what 2014, and that was under Baker Wallis, right?
No, my first single was that album came out in 2009, actually. It was featured on like a Burp FM playlist or something that got a little bit of visibility. But no, that came out in 2009, and then I re-uploaded it 2016. And for some reason, 2016, and I believe that like I had I don't know why I put 2014. It had something to do with like the cover art being different. And I was like, oh, it's a new piece of content or this
Yeah.
or that. But 2009, yeah.
Okay. Well, then why'd you start making stuff under Semi Attractive Boy? Why did you make that switch from, being, is Baker Wallace your real name, your birth name?
Yeah, it's my body's name, absolutely. Fucking yeah.
Okay. Well, then, so what made you decide like you're gonna release new music under an alter ego? Cute dog, by the way.
Oh, that's fucking Disney.
That's a cute ass. What kind of dog is that?
Lhasa Apso. Lhasa
Ah.
Lhasa Apso. They're Tibetan non-violent guard dogs that
Mm-hmm.
were like monasteries in Tibet.
Ah.
And he's Buddha's reincarnate, dude. I'm so lucky I got to pick up this piece of pretty love angel fest. He's the best.
Yeah. But so, what was it that made you say like, I'm gonna release music now, more music now, but I want it to be under an alias?
I didn't have a choice.
Was it a label thing?
No, it was personal. Um, yeah, so this next single coming out is under the names Phantom Father Figure, Semi Attractive Boy, and Baker Wallace. So it's a collaboration between all three forces.
Okay. So wait, is that what you just sent me that like a minute ago, right, on Instagram, right before we started?
Yeah.
But that's not publicly out yet, right?
About July 30th.
Okay. Was the thing you sent me said live? Is that a live performance of it, or is that the exact same track that's going to be coming out?
Track. That's a live performance, but it is the track. It is the single. It was recorded in a method that was trying to get a live recording to feel even bigger than a studio album. I worked closely with Graham Durham at the Exchange Mastering. Oh man, the Exchange is my favorite mastering house. They've taken care of the album that got me into electronic music, Crossed by Justice,
Mm-hmm.
and that master engineer unfortunately passed away. He's an absolute legend. Let me get his. Let me try and pronounce him right. But yeah, sorry, give me a moment.
You're
It's
good.
just
Take your time. We got all the time in the world. That's
yeah,
the beauty of the internet and a decent hard drive that I can store all this footage on.
blessed to do. Yeah, because this person lives on eternally. I'm going to butcher his last name, as I'm going to butcher every single person's last name.
That's fine. People understand.
How are you? Are you drinking enough water?
Oh yeah, I'm drinking a decent. Except I had a little thing of Kool-Aid and I put it in this bottle of water yesterday, and now even though I rinsed this out like 7 times, I'm getting like permanent hints of Kool-Aid, but not in a good way. It tastes like someone drank Kool-Aid and then spit in my water, but I'm drinking it anyway.
I want you to be drinking the best stuff. Okay, I want you to be drinking the best stuff.
I do that gourmet shit.
Any ice on you, buddy? Come on.
What?
Any ice on you?
No ice on me? Is that what you said? You cut out for a sec.
Any ice on you?
Like this kind of ice? Like a necklace?
Not that solid water, baby.
I mean, I don't keep solidified water on me, no.
It's been nice talking, dude. Yeah, cool. So, all right. Well, this is dude. I'm actually coming out with this is fucking. This is stupid that I'm telling you this information. It's just stupid. Is this live thing going to be on for good? Can I watch it out?
Yeah, so the way it works, just because it's stupidly confusing, but I have to work with my circumstances. No matter what I do, the internet will always cut out within an hour period. So basically, this is getting live streamed, so people can watch it live. I take it down, do a little mixing on it, make sure give it a special touch, give it the special sauce, and then I re-upload it at a nice high definition quality. So in like 2 hours after we're done, it'll be all up.
Go through it and do like Eminem style ad lib, like wickities, like.
Yeah, I do Migos. I just like when I say something, I just go in the background and I'm like Lambo, just shit like that.
maybe within this context. But let's put Migos on the side for part two. Maybe what if we find somewhere in between it, and we get you doing some kind of like talk box style, like California Love style, Zapp and Rogers style, sort of like. I'm feeling good.
You can do all of it, but just don't mention California Love when you're in New York City. People ain't too fond of that song. this, this is Biggie Town. Biggie Smalls is the guy.
Yeah, I can't make comment on that song right now because I've just probably had sex to it so many times that when I do well, it's my favorite song. When I do bad, I'm in shame. I'm walking out of that house like a fucking peasant piece of shit. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody calls me. Nobody answers the phone. There's more people that I call that don't answer. The sadder I get, the more I start to spiral, the less fucking happiness that starts to be around me entirely. It's going to be bad. It's going to be so bad if you don't enjoy the sex with me.
So basically, California Love can either make you great or can ruin your life.
California Love will give you a boner. Like that's what it's sold on. Like when it came out, that was the press release was all about like, this track will give you a boner within 32 seconds of listening. This track will give you
That sounds like a Quentin Tarantino movie trailer.
Sure, dude. I can't confirm this, but I almost think that I heard somewhere that Tarantino was like at the release party and he was wearing this exact hat. And then I just somehow it's found its way to me.
Did you hear Kendrick Lamar is in the music video for California Love?
Kendrick Lamar has a music video for California Love?
No, he's in the music video. Like 10-year-old Kendrick Lamar knew the guy who was shooting it, and he's like in the background at like some mall or something.
This is how much respect I got for Kendrick right here.
Yeah.
I'll double hat up that shoulder. He is a blessed force. I like Kendrick. I like Zapp and Roger a little bit more.
Gotcha. Wait, so when you first started producing music, what were you using? Like, is all your Semi-Attractive Boy stuff, is that all self-produced?
Yes.
Okay. What'd you use to produce it? What software? I like the double hat, by the way.
Sucking is this new digital audio Hollywood dick sucking. It's gotta check it out, dude. No, those tracks were done in a day in this studio. I think it was like Culver City. Those tracks were done in a day. We just had one session. There was like tracking engineers doing it. I just did like 2 fucking vocal takes for each of those, dude. I was hugely fucking hated those songs. Those songs were released in 2000.
I think it was 17 and 18, right?
Say those songs were recorded in 2016. I could find that exact date for you. But like those things were done, and I just sat on those for a couple of years while I developed. I was continuing to develop a voice therapy device to help treat and cure Tourette syndrome. So that's something we're doing. When people call me a musician, I go, because I just don't feel like that's exactly the right title for me. But I love science. I like invention. I like ingenuity, and I really enjoy outsider art where you get in a bubble and you let the senses do the creation rather than going, yo, I want something that sounds like that bass line from that fucking song that's already released in Dumbano and stuff. Like, dude, something that's written on my mind a little bit is, Justin Bieber released that album Justice, and it has the cross as the T. And there was already a release that came out that was an incredibly influential and recognized, by Kanye, pop culture. Kanye loved Justice. It was recognized and it was out. And if you're someone at that state, like, or at that status of Justin Bieber, you have to know what comes before. And I just am tired of watching plagiarists succeed in the major label circuit. And that's why a fantasy figure of youth has been born, and we have phantom father figures. So it's super special that Baker's let me use his body to walk around. Here, look.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You got full control.
the mission is not as impossible as some say.
Yeah. Why don't you like the Semi-Attractive Boy tracks?
Those are duck candy, dude. Those are duck candy. I mean, I love those songs. I'm just pretty cool.
They're duck candy? Is that what you said?
Candy, man, they're absolute duck candy.
I don't know what duck candy is.
They're just a bit of the candy from a duck. We just did them in a fucking day, man. When I do a song, I like to take a fucking time on it and sit with it, flex it all out. I just feel that those sessions were in Pro Tools and they were with the tracking engineers.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't able to like massage them at all. And they said that they would massage them and what? And I feel that they were probably just busy with other projects or something. But the fact that it was just kind of all management was going like, push that out now and stuff. And there's just stuff I'm much more fucking proud of that exists within the workstations, Ableton and Logic and Pro Tools now. But they're all I use them all in unison to create. So I've got 177 songs in a vault that I'm just starting to release. Come July 30th is when I start to release them all. But I haven't released that, I haven't released 99.2% of the songs that I've recorded and finished,
So do you have a plan to release like a full album eventually, or are you just going to be putting out singles based on just what you, when you go through that archive of tracks, are you just going to find which singles you like and then just put them out just basically when you feel like it? That was a legit puff.
I like you a lot.
Torque it. Or what? Not torque it. That's not the freaking term.
If you if you promise to keep this thing on here forever, I'll announce the album title on this podcast.
Do it right now. I'll keep it on here unless for some stupid reason YouTube takes it down, it'll be here.
Okay, if it's forever.
It is 100% forever. Wait a second, because the Zoom mic. Wait for a second after I stop talking, because I want to get the full title and I don't want any voice cancellation to mess with it. Okay, so ready? Pretend there's a drum roll, and then go.
I'll write it down. Ready?
Let's see it.
You promise?
I absolutely promise. This is an exclusive, everyone.
Swear to me, right?
Oh, I'm not. I swear to whatever you believe in the most.
Swear to God.
I swear to God.
Swear to God.
Cross my heart and hope to die. I don't know how to interpret that.
I gotta go, dude. My head hurts.
Is that a statement or is that the title?
Yeah, that's just real. I mean, that's a title.
Is that the title of the album? Because I don't know this language.
Plus 48 beat. It's pronounced Phantom Power.
Okay. Oh wait, that's what that was? Oh, I was looking at the shit on the left. Wait, let me see that again. I was looking at the scribbles on the left. I didn't even see the top corner. Oh, so it's 48 volts?
This fucking hat on! I can't get it on! It doesn't get on me! It's like the concept of gravity. It all holds us together, right? It's like it only started existing, what, a couple hundred years ago? But we couldn't see it until our brain was open to it as a perspective. It's like love. It's like love. Love doesn't, people don't recognize love as a true force of nature that it is. It needs to be founded.
Are you good? That looked painful.
What's up, dude?
That looked that looked quite painful. Like
It's a part of a pleasure system, so keep in mind.
that's true. Pain makes the good feel better because then it's the contrast, I guess, or some shit.
I'm a little embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. But so that's the official name, Phantom Power. Is that like based on like kind of the Phantom father figure idea?
Yeah. Is that what?
Is the Phantom Power name for the album? Is that based on the Phantom father figure? Is that why? Is that gonna be the name that the album comes out under?
It's gonna be an album name. It's the form of power that I use to power things.
Yeah. Hey,
Other
wait.
other people can use it too. The power of love is so contagious, dude.
Yeah, I get you, man. Wait, let me ask you this, because the reason I first heard about you is my her best friend Maria found your semi-attractive boy stuff like in like 20, I think it was like when the first single came out. Oh, by the way, game show theme. Why was that up for a week and now it's gone?
Um, because it had a lyric that I worried about being misinterpreted, and I worried about the effect that had on the world. Just in the smallest form, not like it was going to be seen too hugely or nothing, just a little darn.
What was the lyric? Do you feel comfortable saying it?
Fuck. No.
Okay, I get you. So why didn't you consider changing the lyric and then just re-releasing it? Just would it change the song too much?
I just didn't like the song too much either. I just didn't really like it that much.
And did you just not realize that till like right after it came out?
It just didn't hold ultimate truth. It held a darkness that was not necessary at all. At
Yeah.
all. Really, it was meant to explain Trump's nature. It was meant to explain Trump nature, psychopathic nature, and being again, just off the board of rules and stuff, and using just forms of manipulation. But I just didn't want to associate with any of that. The stuff started happening, and I just started getting a taste of this isn't right, and I just was didn't like it.
I get you. Let me ask you one more question, because like I said, this my girlfriend's friend is the one who introduced me to your music, and she has a question, and she would very much like me to ask it, and it was, are you affected by imposter syndrome, and how do you deal with it?
Are you going after this question?
What?
You're leaving after this question?
Well, we hit an hour, and I hit most of my basic. We don't have to. We can keep going. I just didn't. You said your head hurt. I don't want to keep you too long.
I was joking about that. I want to hang out.
That was not it. Okay, well, let's keep it going.
Have a 23-hour session where it just goes and it tires you out, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're just oh my god, But it's gonna be fun. But at hour 14, you're gonna be you're not even gonna recognize we're entering the Guinness Book of debut long holds.
Exactly. See, the problem is with my apartment is I'm on the top floor of a brick building from a brownstone from I think 1885, and this shit, because I got I got a what's it called, incandescent light here and an incandescent light there, and then fluorescent lights up there. Once I hit, one time I did an hour and 50-minute show, I was sweating bullets. Because it was 95 degrees outside, and it was 120 degrees, and I'm trying to think of questions to say and keep up with. I think it was I did an interview with a guy named Steve Stollier. He wrote a book about Groucho Marx, and that night it was 90 degrees out at night, and we went for a half an hour, and I was having such a good time talking to him, and when I got done, I was just dripping in sweat because my room was a million degrees. But I have a leopard gecko, so he likes the heat. So that's the good side.
Oh, gecko, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. But wait, so do you ever feel that you're affected by imposter syndrome?
Is your gecko's name Toasty?
His name is Kevin.
What a good name for a gecko, dude. You can't.
Yeah, I named him before I got him because I was watching. You know, how I told you when I was getting ready to do this, I was watching stuff about Quentin Tarantino. I was whenever I'm like getting my quote unquote set ready, I just watch YouTube on my TV, and I was watching a video of Coyote Peterson, and he caught an animal that looked like a leopard gecko. This is like before a show months ago, and I was like, I kind of want one. Kevin would be a funny name, and then I went and bought him.
I'm proud. Look at you. You're making yourself a man, dude. That's what you're fucking doing. You're not just fucking getting a leopard gecko. You're making yourself a fucking man. You're creating your own fucking infinity. I'm so fucking proud of you, dude.
I'm a father.
So
I'm a father to a reptile. Hell yeah.
You treat that kid good.
Oh, I spoil this son of a bitch. He's the most bougie leopard gecko on the planet.
What do you feed him? Duck sauce?
No, I feed him duck candy.
Know the band Duck Sauce?
I don't know the band Duck Sauce.
Well, dude, check out Duck Sauce. They're great.
I will check out Duck Sauce. No, I feed him mealworms.
You like Breakbot?
I like what?
You like Breakbot?
I don't know that.
Oh, check out Breakbot.
Okay, I will. Grape bot.
Oh, you silly nut. Breakbot.
Okay, I get you. I'll check it out. Yeah. I mean, I could write it. I don't need to write it down. This is what I was about to say. I'll write it down, but forgetting the fact that this is all being streamed and recorded. So
Here, check this out. Write this down. Here, this is John Leguizamo's address. Go there for me. So just tell him I love him. Tell him I love his work. If you do me that favor, dude, you'll have my life's allegiance.
Well, wait a minute. If you have John Leguizamo's address, why don't you just go there and you just go tell him?
Get your ass to John Leguizamo's house now.
I'm sorry, I can't live stream. You're just vibing me for saying it was my last. I can't stream and be at John Leguizamo's house. I'm at my house. I'm at Scotty Madonia's house.
Johnny, listen, you gotta get there now.
So Phantom Power. We have clarified Phantom Power is the name of the record.
Yeah.
When will that come out? Do you know? Any idea? Like just basic idea? That's the answer.
Absolutely.
I like it. You speak your own language.
No.
What about this Tourette's? You said you were developing was it like a software to help treat Tourette's? Did you release that?
It's a voice therapy device, but it's not finished. Yeah, but
you're still working on it?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's based off of sort of a steno mask, which is something that they used in a court of law to they put over someone that is like translating for like people that don't understand English. You know what I mean? So they'd be like a translator with steno masks. It'd be used a lot in the court to isolate a voice. So that's a level of basis, but it creates novel things to talk of it. But it's not truly truly if someone went ahead and did something that was so effective with that idea, I would just feel so good, because
you care more about it happening instead of you just being the person who did it.
Yeah, I have a bunch of things that I'm interested in doing, and right at this moment, that's not like at this exact moment, my head's on music and single and film and love and stuff. But and I plan to have other moments where I focus on this. But if someone jumped out, and went Zugato, I would go.
I totally know. I get you. Wait, what do you do on like a regular basis? Like every day? Are you just going through? Are you recording new tracks on a regular basis? Are you working on making movies? Are you going through that archive of songs? What's like take me in like the day of the life of Baker Wallis / Phantom Father Figure / Semi-Attractive Boy?
Read the magic number there, Scotty, because you just hit it on the head with those three things you just said. That's exactly what I'm doing, Sweet Bear.
Making new music, looking at the old music, and then making movies?
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you have any plans to direct like a major motion, like a full feature?
Absolutely.
Do you have any scripts written?
Absolutely.
Well, you live in the right place. LA is the right place to go get it. Do you think you'd fund it yourself, or would you go to a studio? I feel like you're not the kind of guy who's going to want to go to a major studio to make his movie.
We'll see what happens. I plan eventually to absolutely fucking get in line with major studios. That's a dream and a goal. Absolutely, definitely. But at this time, you know, when you have a small team and a force of nature, you're gonna find yourself to be quicker and more adaptable than something like a studio thing where there's so many eyes and stuff, which is amazing, so much more money, but you can be so much more quicker and adaptable with a smaller team, which is so special. So I'll miss these days one day.
How many people are on your team?
Say that right now we've got 22 good bongle tongs.
And what do they do in like the context of the stuff you put out? What is their roles?
Hard to put a fucking number on it, but there's family here. There's family here, and the family is always and ever willing to grow. So, but yeah.
You live in a house or an apartment?
I live in a future farm.
You live in a future farm. So future farm is your studio, you said?
Well, it's the largest recording space in the San Bernardino forest. It's also a pop shop. So it's also a soda shop. It's Fancy Father Figure's pop shop, where I make Fig Sweat, which are carbonated herbal teas marketed as health conscious, future forward sodas. And those will be coming out, I'm sure, it'll be 1,000 days, and then you'll see that start to unfold.
That sounds like something I could see that on like goop.com, like Gwyneth Paltrow's website, some herbal tea shit.
You will see that on goop.com. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Baker, I'm out of my my topics. You got anything else you want to say to the audience before I let you go?
Oh, we're live. Dude, fucking what about imposter syndrome you asked?
Oh yeah. My friend Maria asked, have you ever been affected by imposter syndrome, and how do you deal with it?
Well, define imposter syndrome. Give me a reminder. I'm so high. I know what it is, but
I have the definition of it. How high are you?
6, 7 balls. It's fucking high. I can see the light.
You're on your 7th hit?
No, I'm like on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bowls.
Hell yeah, that's the way to do it. That gets the energy and the honesty out. Here's the description of what?
You know, that I just keep it up in there, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel you, Baker. It says, imposter syndrome is loosely defined as doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. It disproportionately affects high-achieving people who find it difficult to accept their accomplishments.
All right, you know what? This is a good note to end on. And dude, I love you, man. I hope to talk to you after this all.
Yeah.
And yeah, but with that question, I used to be affected by that, surely. But I definitely, after the pandemic, and I recognized the potential need for love in the world and the power of humor and the width of darkness and the choice of goodwill, I totally woke the fuck up. I woke up and dude, yep, no longer any imposter lies here.
I get you. Well, Baker, you said it all. Thank you for coming on today.
All right, spread some love, brother. I want to kiss you on the lips, and I'll just leave you with that.
Hey, will you stick around for 1 second after I turn the stream off?
Please.
Cool. Hell yeah. Everyone who watched, thank you very much. This is the first time in 5 weeks that it's with the first week off in 5 weeks. So I'm going to enjoy some time. So I can't promote who will be next because I don't actually know. But we'll see you all soon. Thanks, everyone.
Wow.